right, and I will hit record. So, hey guys. So, explanation. Yes, the inspection thing is still gonna happen today. It's just, we've got the place pretty much ready to go. Like, all I have to do is just move a couple of things from here over there, and, do a quick once over of my one more once over my floor, which pisses me off, but whatever. But yeah, no, I got to do a once over, deal with a tiny amount of garbage, and yeah, I can do that all on my way to work. Today, my roommate's gonna deal with that. Well, the roommate that didn't ditch us like an idiot, but let's not get into that. All the same, I am ready to continue. So, at least for this month, the schedule, I actually have a schedule, believe it or not. It's basically going to be a Monday, Wednesday, Friday thing. Maybe some Thursdays, I do not know yet, but Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays are definitely going to be the highlight. Now, are going to be the for sure's. Why not Tuesday? Because Tuesday didn't change. And then, of course, Sunday is when I will actually be doing on my friend's stream and blah, blah, blah. I should really start just hosting that. And see if I actually get some followers past that. Anyways, the point I am making is, I'm here, I'm ready to go. Oh, I need to move this over. Let us begin. Oh my god. So, yeah, needless to say, oh my god. I'm gonna have to get some new batteries. But yeah, no, that's gonna be for next week, of course. No, I want Elgato. So, let's finish Berea hard, shall we? Yeah, don't expect any real overtime today, by the way, because I don't have time for it today. Simple as that. Anyways. Alright. So we beat the unique monster. Now we're on our way back. And yeah, it's just go back. Okay.
Advantage is ours. I'll handle it.
Go!
Okay, here!
Right!
My turn. Target's eliminated. Let's get going.
Yeah. Okay. For a second there, it looked like my mic was picking up the noise from my headset. Okay. Oh. It was. Sorry about that. I was like, wait a minute. It seems louder than it should be. I forgot to move my TV.
My turn.
I apologize for that.
My turn! Okay,
damn it.
it's safe for now.
Oh, right, cutscene. Hold it right there. French army? You're the students from Thor's military academy, aren't you? The ones who've come for a field study? Yes, that's us. Is there some kind of problem? He's a perfect match for the photo. How convenient for us. Huh? What are you doing? First year student Machias Regnats, correct? You're under arrest. Don't try to resist if you know what's good for you. Yep. What's going on? Wait. This has to be some kind of mistake. On what grounds are you arresting him? A number of charges have been filed, but the most egregious is an accusation of trespassing into RX Fort yesterday afternoon. Wait, do you mean when we saw that silver object? You can't be serious. I was near the fort at the time it occurred, certainly, but I was there with my classmates. If you aren't going to believe their testimony, then why am I the only one under suspicion? Every one of us here can vouch for it. And not just us, Eustace Alberea was with us at the time, and can personally verify that what Machias is saying is true. You'll have to do better than that. We're outnumbered. All you need to know is that this boy is a person of interest, and we have the right to take him in for questioning. There's no point fighting it. You're coming with us whether you like it or not. Yeah, this is really fucking stupid. I'm just gonna go ahead and give this away. This is Duke Alberea's doing. And it is one of the stupidest fucking things he could possibly do. Oh, man. Looks like she was right on the mark. Hi, Toval. Glad I came here from Legram for this. But the question is, what's the best way to handle this situation? We'll get to know him a bit later. He's a cool character, too. Get in there. Don't worry. Do as you're told and you won't be hurt. If you're found to be innocent, we'll let you out. Eventually. Biting my tongue really fucking hard right now. Damn it. How could I have been so careless? Considering Dad's position, I should have known this could happen. Yeah. That is exactly what you think it is. A political move. As I keep telling you, Machias couldn't possibly have committed the crimes he's accused of. He's been with us ever since we arrived in Brehard yesterday afternoon. He's never left our sight. So if you really believe he was responsible, shouldn't you be arresting us as well? You're wasting your breath. Machias Regnats will be kept in our custody until he's been cleared of all charges against him. We've already contacted the Academy to inform them of this. You kids should just focus on your field study, or whatever it is you're here for, and let due process take its course. Unbelievable. Yeah. The shamelessness of this is really what gets me, honestly. Oh, and one more thing. Eustace's business at the Duke's estate will take longer than expected to complete. I'm afraid he'll be unable to rejoin you. That can't... Did this come from Eustace himself? Couldn't tell you. I'm just relaying the message given to me by the Alberea household. And don't even think of trying to go to the mansion to see him. Won't even get past the front gate. I'm betting they've had this whole thing planned out since yesterday, which means the reason Eustace got called away is because they knew that if he were here, he may have been able to prevent Machias' arrest. I assume that's what you were going to say anyway. What you were going to say anyway. Makes sense. He was probably called home to keep him from interfering. Almost certainly, I'd say. It's past noon already. We should head back to the hotel. If Eustace hasn't left a message for us, we're going to need to start thinking about other ways to handle this. I'm terribly sorry. They insisted on conducting a precautionary search as part of their investigation. I believe they'll be leaving by this evening, but I'm afraid that's all I know. I see. We're very sorry for the trouble. I think we should go. Yes, I agree. Because of fucking course. This actually kind of throws part of Cold Steel 2's storyline into... what's the word I'm looking for? It throws shade at Cold Steel 2's story, because I'm not going to spoil what happens at the end of this one, but let's just say that the Provincial Army are dicks, okay? I mean, there's a reason why I hate Duke Alberea, just as just to name one example of that. So, yeah, no, it's, oh my god, this whole thing, this whole situation is just, this is political machinations that are just... Now, this obviously is, for those that don't know this story, are probably making everybody's literally cock an eyebrow at me, like, so the Chancellor's the bad guy? Well, yeah, he will turn out to be the bad guy-ish. The problem is that there are even worse villains until Hill Osborne really plays his hand. But I'm getting way too far ahead of myself. Just know that he is a villain. It's just, he's a different kind of villain, and less stupid evil than this. We get Earthbell's reward. So, they decide to go for lunch, what I know sounds really bad, but they were like, okay, let's go get something to eat. Let's discuss this shit. So, however, of course, the soldiers were at the restaurant as well, because why wouldn't they be? So they decide to go, so they have to hit up a bar in Artisan Street. I'm assuming the equivalent of the juice bar in Power Rangers. But yeah, this whole thing. Oh my god, this whole situation just made me feel for Machias, admittedly. I was still annoyed at him, but still. So in all likelihood, the reason Machias was arrested has nothing to do with the incident at the fort yesterday. They just wanted him because his father is the imperial governor and a key figure in the reformist faction. Basically, they wanted a hostage so they could have an advantage in future negotiations. That does seem the most plausible explanation. They wouldn't hurt him or anything, though, would they? I wish I could say correct, Emma, but yeah, no. I wouldn't be so good way to put that, Fee. I wouldn't be so sure. Tensions are high on both sides. Worst case scenario, they might use the threat of violence to get what they want. That's awful. This may well fall under the scope of our field study, though. It may be risky, but how about we try to do something about the situation ourselves? I think we should. We can't just abandon him. I'm in. Thank you both. I think our best bet here is to track down Eustace. There's no way he could possibly have been in favor of arresting Machias. Yes, I agree. This had to have been a decision made by Duke Alberea himself. But Eustace is locked up at home. Maybe his brother would help us? Rufus? He did have a pleasant demeanor when speaking with Machias yesterday, so he just might. But he said he had business to take care of in the capital, and there's no telling when he'll be back from that. So I don't think we can count on him, unfortunately. Got it. Then our only option is to break him out ourselves. Fee? That's a little excessive. Think about it. We have a perfect chance to bust him out while he's still at the guardhouse. But if they take him to the fort, we lose that chance and we won't get another. Well, I can't argue with that at least. Alright, let's give it a try. Okay, if you're sure. We need to be as covert as possible, though. If we get caught, it has to be after Machias is out safely. If it's before that, there's no way we can talk our way out of this. But the charges against him are obviously false, so if we can get him out safely, they'll be very limited in what they can do to retaliate. Yeah, and the provincial army isn't going to want to do anything that will hurt their image either. If we can manage to get out of Bereahard, we're more or less home free. So, no smoke grenades then. Smoke grenades? You don't carry those around with you, do you? What Fairmain doesn't? Oh, I don't know. The non-mercenary kind, Fee? God, Fee. I don't even know where to begin listing what's wrong with that statement. Oh, God. Yeah. Oh, God. And I love the facial expressions, too. Like, just look at Reed's eyes there. Like, just... I don't even know where to begin with that. Hey, Master? What are the monsters in the underground waterway like these days? Oh, sorry. Wrong voice. Hey, Miss... What are the monsters in the underground waterway like these days? Been 3 months or so since you last went down there, huh? Guessing the place is probably crawling with them again by now, though I'm sure not going down to check. And it seems pretty obvious that the provincial army's got no interest in taking care of them. How can they even sleep at night knowing their beautiful city's got nasty monsters crawling around underneath it? I'd go take care of them myself if someone put a request in. Well, if I hear anything of the sort, I'll send you a message over to the Legram and let you know. Sure, it'd make for a good... Sure, it'd make you some good scratch. Cheers to that, Master. Oh, it is Master, okay. I didn't misread. Alright, I better get going. Looking forward to dropping by and eat for another of your espressos sometime. Sure, I'll see you on the way back. If you can make it. Huh, don't see many people dressed like that around here. Those are some fancy red uniforms. You guys students or something? Oh, yes sir, we are. We're from Thor's Military Academy in Trista. We were sent here for a field study as part of our curriculum. Thor's, huh? Pretty fancy place, ain't it? I got no idea what they've got you doing for your field study, but good luck. Bereahard's a pretty nice city, but it's not without its fair share of problems. Excuse me, do you know that blonde-haired man who just left? Oh, Toval? Sure, he's a bracer. A bracer? Huh. I haven't seen a bracer in a long time. Probably because there just aren't that many around anymore. Yeah, there used to be a guild branch here in Bereahard, but it's been closed for a couple of years now. Toval just comes up by train from the Legram branch every so often. Really? Yeah, because Viscount Arcade is not a moron. I keep saying that, but I mean, we went through the Sky Games. Come on. We've seen for ourselves how useful bracers can be, and how idiotic the military can be in siding with them. Although that was General Morgan, and he was only being an idiot because he was still sore that his BFF had ditched him. I know that's a bit of an oversimplification of it, but that is basically what happened. Let's just be blunt about that. By the way, I didn't mean to eavesdrop, but I thought I overheard you saying something about monsters in an underground waterway. Oh, that? Yeah, there's a huge network of waterways beneath the city. Been there for a long, long time now. And it's chock full of monsters. When the guild still had a branch here, the bracers would clear them out. But nowadays, nobody goes near it, and the waterways just sort of stagnating under the provincial army's control. Because they're too proud to trouble themselves with fighting monsters, of course. How much ground does this waterway cover? Supposedly all the way from east side to the city to the west. So from the station to somewhere under the Noble District, I guess. Heard a rumor a while back that it even goes under the Duke's mansion, but that's probably just one of those urban legends. That was a well-timed clue. Yeah, an underground waterway built in the Middle Ages that extends all the way to the Noble District. It's almost too perfect. It seems likely it's connected to the provincial army's guardhouse, where Machias is being held too. The guardhouse itself was probably built in the Middle Ages too, so that would stand to reason. If we use the waterway, we may be able to rescue him without being discovered. Alright, let's give it a shot. There must be an entrance accessible to the town if the bracers were able to get inside to exterminate the monsters. That's a good point. We should search the whole route between the Noble District and the Station Street. Roger that. Alright. So let's hit up Station Street first, because I forget exactly where the entrance to this place is. Oh, I think I chose correctly. Yes, I did. Oh yeah, I guess I should pull up not only my mobile dashboard. Give me a moment here. But I should also pull up my guide just to make sure. I'm going to do it like that, just in case. Okay. I did... Yeah, I'm pretty sure I did that one. I'll check in a moment. So yeah, as long as I've done the Lost Traveler, which I'm 99% sure I did. So... Actually, what's funny is, if you give me a moment, I can actually double check that. Because that's the beauty of recording these VODs. You can just check it yourself. Okay, give me a moment here. Session 4, because I actually aim these, make sure that's not being picked up. Pause. That. The cooking. Yep. Okay. That's all I needed to see. I did indeed do the Lost Traveler on Monday. The beauty of recording VODs. Anyways. Could this be the entrance to the underground waterway? I can feel a breeze from inside. Seems like it's pretty spacious. This must be the place then. Now, if we could just find a way to unlock it. Probably not a good idea to draw my sword in the middle of the city. May I have a try? hairpin? You're going to pick it? I have no idea if it'll actually work, but it's worth a shot, right? Aperial. Open. Wow. That was really impressive. I remembered reading how to do it in a mystery novel once. I'm so glad it actually worked. You know, I find this funny because I don't think that actually works that way. Which, by the way, is the reason for that word usage, by the way. Again, trying to be mum's the word on spoilers. I'll reveal Emma's little secret here if you haven't figured it out when we get to Legram. Because at that point, there's no real hiding it. At that point. Oh, nice job, Emma. We should be able to get inside now. Let's get all of our things in order and head in and pray no one sees us. Okay? Sounds good to me. And yeah, we got all three of all of those. Yeah, we got all those. There was just the 3 quests, right? The Bite of Nostalgia and the Monster, the Bite of Nostalgia and the Lost Traveler? Yes. Okay, so yeah, we're ready to go. Let's just get this going. Alright. So welcome to the Berea-Hard Underground Walkway. Or waterway, sorry. This waterway is actually quite pretty. I was expecting the Verdant City to be beautiful, but it never dawned on me. The same might be true if it's underground. There are tricky monsters here too, though. We need to head west. It's to the part of the waterway that connects with the Provincial Army's guardhouse. Once we're there, we have to find a way inside so we can rescue Marcus. Right. Understood. So yeah. This place took me a bit when I first played this.
Advantage is ours. Let's
Mostly because...
My turn.
Here we go.
Oh. I forgot to hit...
It's my turn.
Whoops. There we go.
Okay.
There we go.
Target's eliminated. Let's get going.
So yeah. Still trying to get those advantages. I promise I'm not going to bore you guys with random encounters once I finish.
Advantage is ours. Okay.
Once that trophy's
My
done,
turn.
It's my turn.
I will get
Now.
off with that.
Okay.
Go.
Regan, you just
Okay.
move.
Done. But we can't relax yet.
Yeah, it's gonna take me a while to get them. I'm up to 5, but that's okay. Ceram powder. That is actually a very useful item. Make no mistake. And yeah, this is gonna be a switch puzzle.
Just the kind of thing you'd expect in an old ruin like this.
Do you think it's powered by the water flowing through here?
Yep, you basically have to flip switches to effectively open the path. So.
Advantage is ours. I'll handle it.
My turn.
My
I
turn.
was really hoping
Here we
that
go.
trophy pops.
Okay. Safe for now.
I'm actually starting to really get fed up with not having it. Okay, so 167 plus 13 would be 180. Oh, hey, I can actually see my canceled arts as well as my rushes and bursts. Cool. I need 8 more bursts and 22 more rushes. That's gonna come in the final dungeon. I'm just gonna go ahead and say that. I'm just gonna go ahead and give that away. Let's see. So anyways, math. 180, 262. 38 more. God damn.
I certainly didn't expect to encounter the 3 of you down here.
And this is where I actually start to like use this a bit more.
What?
Is that...
Eustace?
I'm so glad you're safe.
Of course I am. Though I can't say I was expecting to be placed under house arrest the moment I returned to the mansion.
So that's what happened.
You know what's going on?
Unfortunately, arresting the Imperial Governor's son under a false charge in order to keep the reformist faction under control. I find it hard to believe my father would attempt something so brazen. He didn't have any intention of talking to me. Not the slightest inclination. This was all planned from the start.
Eustace.
Enough about me. Thanks to my brother, I'm familiar with the general layout of this waterway. I'll lead us to the guardhouse. Let's get moving.
You're actually...
You were planning on saving him even if you had to do it alone, weren't you?
Nothing like last month's field study.
Don't get the wrong idea. I just can't condone my father's actions. Besides, he's no doubt huddled up, crying and lonely in the corner of his cell right now. It's worth rescuing him just to see that.
Like I said, Odo and Quark from Star Trek Deep Space Nine.
All right, let's get moving.
Eustace rejoined. I'm gonna AFK for a second. Be right back. Okay. So no, nothing to worry about right now. No, but I am gonna leave one side of my headset off. So let's continue.
The entrance to the guardhouse is to the west. We should hurry.
It's my turn.
Okay.
My turn.
Let's have you use this in the lead for this. You can actually come outside, but there's nowhere to really go except to grab this. So, there we go. Just a useful little thing. This tier is actually pretty useful at this point in the game. Well, on a normal playthrough. Okay.
Spike treasure.
Now's our chance.
My
Let's get
turn.
I really do prefer fees.
My turn. Okay, it's safe for now.
Statement in 2. But we'll get there when we get to 2. I won't spoil it. This is too good. It's too good to spoil that one. Might not be the first section, but it will definitely.
Why is this ladder so long?
Is it harder to climb ladders when you've got a big chest?
Fee!
I'm not touching that one. Just
Hostile spotted.
Here we go.
Beginning combat.
touching that.
My turn.
Yeah! Yeah!
I'll handle it.
Go.
Okay.
Okay!
Okay.
Are you alright?
My turn.
It's my turn! Yeah!
Go.
That is a fact.
My turn.
I'll handle it. Hostiles neutralized.
There we go.
Guess we're safe.
That fight is kind of annoying. It gives you invigorate, so that's a good thing. God, I'm actually missing the ability to just hop down.
Now's our chance. Let's get
Okay.
it.
Very well.
My turn. That's that. Let's keep moving.
We're at 1,000 Septium Mass. So that's good. Celestial Bomb, useful. Antidote. Note. Alright.
There's another lattice door.
There should be a mechanism to open it somewhere nearby.
So I'll go this way.
Advantage is ours. I'll handle it.
My turn.
Very well.
Okay!
Oh, come on.
Yeah! Let's keep going!
Actually, still. There we go. Let's go to the bomb. That's useful. EV charge 2. Very useful. Alright.
Advantage is ours. Okay.
Here we go. That's that. Let's keep moving.
I'll be right back. Yeah, it was just my roommate. Ow. Okay. Continuing on. Bare minimum. Complete. Very hard. Oh, right. I wanted to go this way. Duh. Okay, up the ladder.
Oh, that's a beautiful looking treasure chest.
Silver thorn.
Let's get this over with.
Okay.
Very well.
Here we go!
It's my turn here.
My turn. Hostiles neutralized.
Okay. Alright. This way.
Now's our chance. Let's get
Okay.
it!
Another
Here
one.
we go!
Very well.
It's my turn.
My turn. Hostiles neutralized.
Yeah, I know I'm not taking advantage of the zero words thing as much, but again, New Game Plus. Don't really need it. Alright. Now, this way. Oops. It's 185. Yes, 185. So that's 168. What? What? Okay, alright. Did I miss count before? Huh. I probably did. Or no. I had
Oh,
5.
that's a beautiful looking treasure chest.
Okay. I guess I must have just miscounted.
I'm exhausted.
It's gotta be the chest.
Fee, that's enough.
Honestly.
Heath, that's enough. Honestly. Here we are. Finally. A door. Looks like it's made of iron, but there's no keyhole. Guess it's gotta be open from the other side. Could this be the path that leads to the guardhouse? It is. It is indeed. This path connects to the waterway. Hey, with the buildings, lower levels. I had no idea the door between the two areas. These could only be opened from the inside out. How are we supposed to get through? I can't pick the lock if there's no keyhole. It looks far too sturdy for my sword to have any much effect either.
This can be overcome.
Fee?
What do you mean?
Stand back.
What are you doing?
I know this smell.
Explain yourself, please.
Ignition.
What?
What?
Plastic explosive.
Done.
Done?
I love how she says that.
Fee, did you?
Was that a bomb?
Portable high-powered explosive. Plasticity makes it handy for this kind of espionage work.
Explosive?
Where could you possibly have gotten such a thing?
Fee, I think at this point we have a right to know. What exactly is your background?
Reen?
The day of the entrance ceremony, I saw you dodging that trap floor the rest of us fell into. You're 2 years younger than us, yet you're physically no weaker at all. In fact, I'd say when it comes to combat situations, you seem almost like you're holding back.
Impossible.
Guess you got me. Before I came to the academy, I was a Jaeger.
Bombshell.
That's where I learned how to handle explosives and use my gun swords. That's all.
Jaeger? I wasn't expecting that.
I've heard that term before. The best of the best mercenary outfits are known as Jaeger Corps.
Jaeger Corps are almost synonymous with the Grim Reaper. Do you think I'd be going to school with a Jaeger?
Me? A Reaper?
No, that's not... I spoke out of turn. I mustn't let prejudices get the better of me.
That's right. Knowing her past doesn't change who she is now.
Thanks for telling us, V. And I'm sorry for prying.
Not bothered. But we should hurry if we want to save Machias.
Yeah, you're right.
All right, let's press onward.
Alright, let's move. So there's a recharge station that I don't need, but you might. And let's do it.
This looks like the place.
Looks like an underground prison, all right.
Indeed, it must be here somewhere.
Am I hearing things?
Machias!
And still in one piece by the sound of it.
What are you all doing here? There's no way the Provincial Army would just let me go. You didn't sneak in, did you?
We came in through the underground waterway.
I'll open the cell.
How are you going to... What the...
We'll explain when we have more time.
Yeah, right now we need to get away from here before we're caught.
As long as we can make it back to the city, we should be able to bluff our way out of any further trouble.
Right.
Thanks.
I'd resigned myself to being stuck in there for a while. I must admit, though, I'm surprised you, of all people, would come to my aid.
I only came to get a glimpse at your tear-stained face. Plus, I thought this might be a good opportunity to pay back my father.
I see.
What? Voices? Damn. It's... Oh, Lord Eustace?
As much as I would love to praise you for a job well done, I'm afraid I'm going to have to ask you to take a short rest.
Huh? Let's clean house.
Roger that.
Right! We'll have to fight our way through.
Go!
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
I'll handle this.
My turn.
Go!
Okay.
Let's do this in style.
You're into sure. Presto Saber! What a waste of time. Let's go.
I love that. Yeah, they're strong. Beaten by students. Mission accomplished. Are you sure you're alright with this? They'll be unconscious for a while, but their lives are in no danger. Our priority right now is getting out of here as fast as we can. It shouldn't be able to catch up with us if we leave right now. Understood. Let's go. And Machias is back.
If I hadn't been so careless, this would never have happened.
There wasn't much he could have done.
I'm just glad you're all right.
What happened here? It's no good. They're out cold. Someone must have snuck in through the underground waterway. Curses! It has to be those damn students. Someone needs to show them their place. Release the beasts. Those pesky sneaks can serve as test subjects for them. came from the direction of the cells. Might be some kind of trained beast. God, you've got to be joking. If we have the energy to shout, if you have the energy to shout, you have the energy to run. Nope. Right. This way.
There are two of them, and they're big.
And fast.
Hurry!
Right!
This is the worst day ever.
Armored military beast. Kaze. I'm not good at what these pronounce.
We're surrounded.
Words. Ah! Ah, no. Hang on. Dang it. Oh, I hit. Jerk. Give me a sec. Kazakh Igdovan.
They're very well trained.
Cats? No, dogs. They're like dogs.
Your family's army employs monsters like this?
No one ever told me.
They aren't going to let us past, are they?
Pretty smart for beasts.
So we'll just have to take him down.
Indeed. Bad dogs require stern discipline.
Time to wrap up this month's field study. Class 7, Group A. Commence attack on the targets.
All right.
Don't let it intimidate you.
This might actually be a challenge. Good.
Maki's new uses can now link with one another.
Very well.
Here we go.
I'll handle it.
Right.
Your turn. Too slow. I'll handle it.
I'll handle this.
Oh, zero arts? In that case.
Yeah.
Go.
Okay.
Right.
I'll handle it.
My turn.
Go.
I'll handle it.
Ah, crap.
It's my turn.
Yeah.
I hope you're ready. You're finished.
I don't even think you can get their ass breaks at this point.
Too slow.
I'll handle this.
Okay.
That should take care of that.
Okay.
Oh, you will. Devil. Freaking heal. There we go.
Target's eliminated. Let's get going.
There we go.
We did it.
That was tough.
I thought we were done for.
I have no intention of letting filthy beasts get the better of me. Trained or otherwise.
Honestly now, this is no laughing matter, you know.
Look who's talking. You're grinning like an idiot.
Not as much as you are.
There they go.
I don't think we could have wrapped this month's field study up more perfectly if we'd tried.
We were all able to form combat links with one another, too.
Damn.
We're not through the woods just yet, it would seem.
Yeah.
It's like the end of the road.
You've pushed your luck one step too far this time. Are you that desperate to be thrown in a cell with Regnitz?
If you want to arrest us, go right ahead.
Lord Eustace! What are you doing here? I thought you'd been locked in the mansion!
I chose to return to my studies. Well, what's it to be? Accusing my classmates of this crime will implicate me as well.
We couldn't possibly point our rifles at Lord Eustace.
Silence! Not even Lord Eustace has the right to trespass in a military facility, much less to release a suspect in our custody, directly opposing the orders of His Grace the Duke.
Enough! We may not be the best of friends, but I am Eustace Albarea. I will not simply stand by and watch as one of my classmates is arrested under false charges and used as a tool in some political war.
Lord Eustace.
Eustace?
We have our orders, and nothing you say will change that. Disarm them, men, Lord Eustace included.
That will not be necessary.
What?
Impossible.
Lord Rufus? Lord Rufus!
We'd heard you were in the capital.
How? Why are you...
I received a message from the Academy at noon today, and I returned by airship as quickly as I could, with your instructor.
What?
Looks like you've all done a fine job.
Instructor Sarah?
What are you doing here?
I've been filled in on the circumstances, more or less. I'll take care of matters here. You all return to your posts at once.
But, Lord Rufus, with all due respect...
I've already informed my father. Or do you intend to embarrass me beyond your other transgressions?
No, of course not. Second company, withdraw! Sir!
Please, excuse us.
Oh my. Well, you can tell they're well trained, if nothing else.
The Provincial Army takes its training very seriously, of course. Though I resent the mere notion that it could be misused so grievously.
I'm sure you do.
So, what brings you here, instructor? Seriously, why are you here?
Your timing is a little too convenient.
Did you come after receiving word from the Provincial Army?
Nope. I actually heard about what was happening a little earlier from a friend of mine. As soon as the news reached my ears, I shot to my feet and got right in contact with the director here. And he was kind enough to give me a ride on his airship back from the capital.
I don't know what to say.
Honestly, you seem to be prepared for virtually everything. Wait a second.
Director?
Oh, you don't know yet, do you?
I also serve as a permanent member of the Academy's Board of Directors. Perhaps we'll have the opportunity to meet again in that capacity.
The board of directors?
Why is this the first I'm hearing of this?
I decided to keep it a secret so I could see the look on your face when you found out. I'm not the only member of the board, though, of course. I'm simply one of 3 permanent members.
That explains why you knew so much about Class 7.
Way too well prepared.
Still, I had no idea my father would attempt something so foolish while I was away. He's always been an obstinate man, but he's simply gone too far this time. As a member of the Academy's board, I cannot remotely condone the unlawful arrest of a student.
Rufus?
Thank you for your concern.
Then ascended the second field study. As the hour was late, they returned to the hotel in Bereahard for a good night's sleep, exhausted from the day's events. Next morning, Reen and the other members of Class A bade farewell to the city and set off with Sarah. Yeah. This was, by the way, the point in the game where I knew I was going to love this game. This was where I knew I was going to really like this game. Just point blank love it.
So that's Class 7, eh? A little rough around the edges, but they managed to get through in one piece. I think I see now why you're so fixated on them, Sarah. And Rufus Alborea. I've heard people say he's the sharpest noble of the bunch, but still.
What business could he possibly have over by the canyon so early in the morning? Is that what you were about to ask?
Who are you?
Pay me no mind, I'm but a low-ranking noble. I've been watching over those young students to see what they're capable of, much like yourself.
Really now? You'll forgive me for asking, but you look awfully like someone a couple of acquaintances mentioned to me a long time ago.
Hinting at the Sky Games.
You wouldn't happen to have some fancy-sounding stage name or anything, would you?
Ha ha! You'll just have to find that out on your own. Your acquaintances wouldn't be a certain innocent young couple from a foreign land, though, would they?
You'll just have to find that out on your own.
They clearly know.
Indeed. Well, if you'll please excuse me, it's almost time for the airship to depart, and I really must be getting back to Heimdall. May we meet again, young Bracer. Do give my regards to the Purple Lightning, if you would.
As if the situation weren't messy enough. It seems we've got another source of trouble on our hands now. I'd better let the others know, just in case.
And you call yourselves teenagers. Unlike me, you actually get to go to sleep every night. You should be full of energy by this point in the day.
Give me a break.
Considering all that's happened this weekend, I think we can be forgiven for being a little tired.
Well, that's certainly true enough. Group B had their fair share of problems to deal with as well, but they weren't quite as serious as yours. Although they were of a similar nature.
What do you mean exactly?
Did they also wind up getting involved in a conflict between the two factions?
More or less. St. Ark is another territory belonging to one of the four great houses, after all. So they got themselves caught up in a bit of trouble. The four of them managed to get through it together in the end, though.
Well, that's good.
That's a relief, yeah.
But, Sarah, just what kind of mirror did they pour into buffing up Aurochs Fort anyway? What we saw was nuts.
So I've heard. And the Provincial Army isn't the only force trying to improve its armaments. The Imperial Army is doing the same, with the Blood and Iron Chancellor and his 20 armored divisions squarely at the center.
Really?
How should the military academy... Well, how should we act in a situation like this? Thor's graduates join both the Provincial and Imperial armies, right?
That's nothing you need to be worrying about. Not right now, at least. You're at the academy to learn. That's all you should be focusing on. While you're there, it's true that you may be forced to acknowledge some of the more unpleasant realities of Erebonia. But I believe there's something special to be gained from that. Something you can only gain now, at this moment in time.
Just noticed something. Okay, nothing I needed to worry about. At least not right now.
So long as you're together with your friends and classmates, people for whom there is no substitute. Maybe when you graduate and go out into the world, much of what you've learned at Thor's will have little meaning. But I still truly believe that sometime, somehow, what you experience as part of Class 7 will be an invaluable treasure to you.
Oh, Sarah, you have no idea.
It may not seem that way now, but I know in my heart that it will someday.
Instructor.
What?
You almost had me there for a moment.
That was the last thing I ever thought I'd hear from you.
Hey! What's with all the laughing?
I'm really sorry. Your words were quite touching, but...
Coming out of your mouth, they were just...
Painfully droll.
Something we can only gain now, at this moment in time. So long as we're with our friends and classmates, for whom there is no substitute.
Stop that! Are you trying to kill me?
You kids are awful. I was being serious, you know. Why must this instructor thing be so difficult sometimes?
Oh, God, I love that.
Looks like they got back okay. So glad I didn't have to bust in and save them. I thought it was all over when I got spotted at the fort, though. Hey, White Rabbit here. Uh-huh. Everything went A-okay. Don't sweat the details. I did what I was supposed to. No sign of them, though, but I did find a bunch of other interesting stuff. What? Fake intel? Someone managed to get a leg up on you and Gramps? Must have been one heck of a guy. Huh? Me? I'm gonna go meet up with Claire now. Gotcha. See you then, Lecter. I wonder what that military academy they mentioned is all about. Sounds kind of fun. Lammy! Yep, we're done here. Let's get going, Eric Getlum.
And that is chapter 2.
Ooh, you're
done.
moving up in the world. I've got a little reward here for you. Keep up the good work. Perfect! You guys are the best!
There we go. So we're going to go ahead and save, because why not? Ugh. What time is it here? 11 o'clock. I've only been going for 1 hour. Let's continue. No reason to stop now. Not at 1 hour, seriously.
It was the middle of June. With summer well underway, a rainy spell seemed to hang over Trista. With our field study wrapped up, the other members of Class 7 and I returned to normal school life. But just when we thought we'd gotten used to the challenging lessons and the breakneck workload, a moment of dread washed over us, making our blood run cold.
As you all know, tomorrow marks the start of your midterm exams. I'm no good with all these papers and essays and circling answers, so I won't really be able to help you much. But I'm administering some of your tests, so I'll be cheering you on from the sidelines. Make me proud, class!
Sometimes I lie awake at night and wonder how you became our teacher.
As I recall, aren't you in danger of a lecture by the vice principal if our performance isn't up to par?
Oh, I'm not too worried about that. Most of you tend to get pretty high grades anyway. I can hardly wait to see how well you all do. Remember, the results will be announced next Wednesday. Your scores will be posted on the board by rank, so you can see how you compare to the other classes in your year.
The sooner this week is over, the better.
I can almost taste the tedium.
I'm not gonna let Emma squeak by me again this time.
Oh, one more thing. They're gonna stick the average score for each class up there on the board, too.
Our class averages? I suppose their intent is to furnish us with motivation in the form of class bragging rights.
Well, I do enjoy a challenge.
Anyway, I know it's only noonish, but I think that's enough homeroom for today. You guys can stay here and study, or just head on back to your dorms. Prez, if you'll do the honors.
Yes, instructor. Stand, bow.
Jeez, what should I do? I could stand to bone up on just about everything, honestly, on just about everything, honestly. But my biggest worry right now is math. I wouldn't mind doing a few study sessions with you, if you think it would help. I need to review math anyway. I'm not sure how much time I'll be able to spare, though. Mean it? That'd be a huge help. My biggest weak spot is Erebonian history, I guess. I doubt that it comes as a huge surprise to anyone. I think I understand all the material that we've gone over directly in class, but there are some finer points. I can aid you with that if you'd like. Though in return, I'd appreciate a fresh pair of eyes to help revise my military science essay. It'd be my pleasure. Would you like to study with me, Fee? I guess so. Oh, would you two mind if I jumped in too? I could use a little refresher on my classics. Of course. Yes, you're more than welcome. Would you like to join us, Laura? No, I appreciate your invitation, but I'll have to pass this time. There's a subject I need to review and try. I'll see you all later. Pretty sure this is the month I need to pay really close attention to this chapter. Because there's always been a bit of a sore spot, and I just realized that I'm not having been writing anything down. Oh my god. God, I am awful. Give me a moment. Oh, of course I put it on the bottom too. Ugh. Yeah. I thought that's where I put all my pens. Oh. I cleaned that off because I had to. Because I had to. Give me a moment here. Because I'm like, oh wait, I forgot. Yeah, here it is. Really? Oh, okay. For a second there, I thought I got unplugged. Because I'm supposed to be jotting notes down for her video about this. Oh my god. Alright. Let's see. No, wait, no. Right, I'm structuring that later. For a bit later, so there's that. Alright. I like I said, I only needed one more now. But still. Alright. Where did I... Oh, there it is. What's up with her? Maybe I'm just reading too much into it, but I could have sworn I started looking over her feet. Hey, ring? Or, what is it? You heading back to the dorms? You're totally welcome to come study with us if you want. I wasn't planning on heading straight back. I might come and join you guys a bit later. Alright then. Perhaps we'll see you later. The day before the exams is a free day. Talking to certain characters will allow you to study with them. When you run out of bonding points, the time of day will change to evening and the main story will advance. I'll be right back from training.
Right. 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 Right.
Hmm. Hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
Right.
Hmm.
Right. Right. Right.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so now we have bonding points. So there are 6. I think those 2 are together. Those 2. Those 2. So I think it goes 1, 2, 3, 4, 6. I think. Could be wrong, but we will see. Alright, so let's go this way. Let's just go with where. So we will start with Eustace and Gaius. Why not? I don't think there's anything else I need to do here. Other than tell these notifications to go away. Oh. Oh, I've got plenty. Okay. I forgot to mention you should buy some fresh milk. Okay. So yeah, there's actually some places we need to go first. Because there's some people you need to talk to if you want to ace the tests. So we're going to start at the library. Because on the 2nd floor, you'll find Instructor Thomas. Oh, hello there. Did you come along to review some of what we covered in class? Actually, I was just passing by. Oh, come now. There's no need to be shy. Not when it comes to history. Let's get started, shall we? Why don't we go over every little thing that might possibly come up on your exam? This sounds like it could be helpful, if I can actually stay awake. Increase your knowledge of Erebonian history. Next up... Next up, I need to read I need political economics, technology. Wait. culture. I think it's... Oh, here we go. This should be it. A book called Political Economics, a Primer, sits primly on the shelf. Given the subject matter, this book seems really accessible. This would probably make for a good refresher. Increase your knowledge of political economics. Next up, we need to head to the gymnasium. Because on a bench over here, a book entitled Military Science, a Primer. Kimber sits upon the bench like a courageous commander. This is one well-written book. The illustrations really bring things to life, too. Wait a second, this probably belongs to someone. Nobody would leave a book like this behind, so I'm sure they'll be back soon. I'll just leave this here. Increase your knowledge of military science. Next, we need to go speak to Becky. Shut it, Hugo. I'm not taking any advice is for you. Oh, right. She's supposed to be Scottish. I am bad with Scottish accents. And so I'm just going to translate. Shut it, Hugo. I'm not taking any advice from you. I can memorize anything in one go. Oh, the night before. Becky. You won't be able to remember anything that way. The trick to memorization is to study up just before you go to bed. When you wake up, you review everything once more to seal the deal. It's easy, it's efficient, and best of all, it works. I guarantee it. You should try it too, Ring. Might as well give it a shot, thanks. Learned an efficient new memorization method. Alright, so next, we need to go see Instructor Mary. Yes. These will be your first midterms, won't they? I have to admit, I'm a little nervous too. This is the first time I've come up with questions for them. You should be fine as long as you study up on everything we've covered in class. Don't be afraid to ask questions either. There were a couple of art history things I needed cleared up, actually. Oh my, a student is really relying on me for help. What a pleasant surprise. Art evolved in very complex ways during the Middle Ages, you see. Increased your knowledge of art. Alright. Next, we need to go see Instructor Makarov, who's right here. You probably know this already, but the faculty lounge is off limits while exams are going on. If you want to see a teacher, you gotta knock on the door and ask. You got something you want to ask me? I've actually got an orbital science question to ask you. Figures. Show me what's got you stumped, and I'll get you up to speed. Orbital science. Alright. Next, we need to go up to the second floor. Wait. Music room. That's this one? Nope. That's art. This one. No, not this one. No, okay, yeah, I was right. That was art. Ah, here we go. I always forget which one's which. A book entitled The Fancier's Guide to Erebonian Opera and Painting sits pompously upon the shelf. Why would one book cover such different topics? Still, it'll probably cover some of the stuff on our exams. Wouldn't hurt to give it a read. Another increase to the knowledge of art. Next, we need the rooftop. And we need to head up the roof. Through the roof! There you are. I love the rain. Let me let you in on a little secret. I don't even need to study thanks to a special little trick of mine. Page 44 will be on our oral science exam. It's... Page 44 will be on our Page 44 will be on our oral science exam. This is certain. This is fate. You're just making things up now. But what if she does have some sort of special powers? I mean, it couldn't hurt you to study that page just in case. Increase your knowledge of orbital science. No? Okay, just making sure. And so I'm like, so now we discussed with her, there's two more. Oh, that was Beryl. Excuse me. Yeah. Oops. Yeah, that was Beryl. Sorry. Lynn is... I was like, wait a minute, that doesn't sound right. So, sorry, that was Beryl we talked to. We increased our herbal science. Alright, so Lind is right here with her sister. Studying is so boring. But reading here might make things interesting. In fact, I've got a great idea. Why don't we have a little Q&A competition? Every time someone gets a question wrong, they have to take off an article of clothing. I'm just gonna let that speak for itself. Seriously? I'm not doing that. Never in a million years. Oh, okay. Guess we won't be studying at all. That's not what I meant. As long as everyone keeps their clothes on, I'm fine with helping you two study. It'd probably help me too. Studied material that might be on the exam. And last but not least, we need to go to the literature club room. So, book entitled Airbunny History and Pictures is on the shelf. What is this? It's more like a comic book than a traditional textbook. It does seem historically accurate, though. Can't hurt to give it a read. Increase the knowledge of airbunny history. So now, we've got everything that we wanted. So now it's time to start using those bonding points. Let's get started. Oh, Myron, hey man, how goes the studying? I suppose it's probably fine, but these are going to be my first midterms ever, so I'm more than a little nervous. First years, how innocent. It doesn't help that military academies have a lot of subjects other schools don't, but you'll get used to it. That's true. Combat studies and military science ain't too. Oh, and you're going to want to make sure you're ready for the political economics exam too. Why's that? Well, it's Mustache Man's subject. That's not a very nice thing to call Vice Principal Heinrich NG. How about Smug Jackass? How nice is that one? does seem like the type to write a ridiculously hard exam. Oh, I know. How about I give you a hand studying for it? If you're free, at least. Are you sure? Of course. You're always helping me out, right? Political economics is Toa's strongest subject. You wouldn't want to pass this up. Absolutely. Well, if you're offering, I'd really appreciate it. I sure am. Let's get started then. Most of the stuff I was unsure about makes a lot more sense now. That's good to hear. We should probably go over some current affairs too. For an exam? Yeah, the vice principal has a habit of putting questions based on recent news into his exams. This year, maybe we should go over some recently enacted laws. Yeah, that sounds like the kind of thing he'd put in there. Just so most people could be caught off guard, get it wrong, and get lectured at being indifferent about society. I'd rather avoid that. Recent laws. The Financial Transactions Act from the last year is one of the best known, I suppose. It requires you to inform prospective buyers of the risks when selling them in stocks or securities. A number of people have suffered massive losses buying shares lately, so it was passed to keep people informed. So that's the history behind the Financial Transactions Act. Then there's the Imperial Transportation Act, which determines the rules of the road for drivers. That was last year too. There are more and more people buying cars lately, nobles and commoners, but car accidents were getting out of hand. And that was especially true in Heimdall, which is why that law was enacted there first. I'll have to try and remember that. And then there's the Provincial Taxation Act, which impacted just about every province you could think of. In other words, a fancy name for the much reviled tax increases. They're being enacted in the provinces, almost doubling land and business taxes. You've probably at least heard about them. Okay, I'm still fine on time. I have, yeah. It seemed like a pretty major topic back in Celtic. If he's going to set a question about a recent law, it's probably going to be about one of those three. Hopefully that'll be some help, at least. Even if none of them come up, you really helped me out. I'm feeling a lot more confident now. Thank you both for all your help. I didn't do anything at all. I'm just hanging out. If there's anything else you want to know, let me know. I'd be happy to help. Thanks, I will. Well, you weren't exactly inhibiting either, Angelica, so I wouldn't worry too much about it. Alright, so now we have the first. There's point with. Let's go study with Emma and Fee. Are the two of you going over learning history? I can't memorize things like this because it's all pointless. Fee, that seems a little harsh. Oh, I know. Why don't you join us, Reem? I'm sure it would make studying more enjoyable for Fee, too. That sounds like a good idea to me. The exam's going to be focused on the World Alliance, right? That's right. Shall we start from the beginning, then? After that, Dragos gathered soldiers in the Nord Highlands, and in the year 952 of the Septian calendar, he liberated the capital, bringing the war to an end. Excellent. Well done, Fee. I guess it stuck. Incidentally, the war came to an end in July of that year, which is next month, so that's easy to remember. They say it was raining in Heimdall that day, but legend has it that the moment Emperor Dragos stepped into the city, rain stopped. Huh, that's neat. Yeah, that seems like a story that'll stick in my memory. You're a pretty good teacher, aren't you? Well, I'm always using tricks like these to help me remember things. If you're having fun while you study, it makes it that much easier for the material to stick in your memory. Interesting, so that's your method. Well, if you can do it, we can do it too. Shall we finish this stuff off then? Please. Pointless link points for me, but that's okay. So there we go. I, of course, am intending to do all of the points. I want to save that one for last. Let's do this one next. So this is where you are. Wow, when you guys study, you two don't mess around. Well, no better motivator than fear, right? Our exams start tomorrow, and we've got to know our orbital science. I want to make sure I study as much as I possibly can before then. There's no such thing as too prepared. Besides, this is our last chance to get a full day of studying here. How about it, Rean? Up for one last marathon study session? Sure, I'll join you guys for a while. Orbital science isn't quite my forte anyway. In that case, let's get started with the basics. Sounds good to me. So, orbital energy is generated by septium, right? And it differs from other types of energy in that it replenishes itself over time. It's hard to imagine what life would be like without it. Orbital energy is in everything. Lighting, railways, telephones, battle orbits. That segues nicely into our next topic. Let's talk about battle orbits. Their first key feature is their portability. The second is their ability to synchronize with their user, allowing them to easily use orbital arts, magic for the everyman. Feature 3 is their flexibility. A battle orbital's capabilities can change dramatically based on the coords within. That summary wouldn't have been more perfect if we read it out of the textbook. That's Armachius. I can't believe you could rattle off all that without even stopping to think. But if you already have the basics down, are you just trying to help me instead of focusing on what you really need to study? No, it's not that. Reciting the information I've learned like this helps it stick in my memory. It might look flashy, but this is a really productive studying for me, too. Well, everyone needs a method. As I said earlier, it's not possible to be too prepared. And while we still have a lot of ground to cover in our orbital science review, I would appreciate it if you would help me study for a few others when we're done. Of course, I'd be happy to. Really? Well, thanks. There we go. There's those. Now, when you used up 3, that's how much you would have normally. So, pick and choose wisely. Next up, let's actually do what I was going to do just before I went and did all those knowledge checks. Oh, are the two of you studying military science? Looks like you guys are tearing through things, too. More or less. You caught us just as we reached the section on military symbols. Care to join us? Sure, couldn't hurt. I didn't know a thing about military science until we entered the academy, so I'm not feeling terribly confident. It's not as though most schools teach military minutiae alongside literature and math. We're all in the same boat here. Either way, we'd be happy to have another person to paddle. Have a seat. I'm gonna put that there because it was distracting me. Then let's begin. Map marking symbols are used to represent an assortment of different units and formations. This is the symbol for infantry. Try to draw the symbol for headquarters from memory. Gotcha. I'm pretty sure it's this. Guys, think you can draw the symbol for an armor troop? Sure, this should be it. Now, I have a tough one for you. What does this symbol mean? That's engineer, right? Got it. Whew, there's so much to memorize for this class, and the fact that we're going in blind makes it even worse. These seem like the raw basics too. Given that not all of us will end up involved with the military, it does seem a little excessive. But bear in mind that our military science class is to teach us how to deal with harsh situations efficiently. In that sense, there's plenty to learn even if we never find ourselves on a battlefield. That's probably why it's mandatory. If it could save our lives, we owe it to ourselves to do well. Agreed. Alright, now that I've shown that one off, let's head to the gym. Oh, second floor. Okay, got it. Ladies? Oh, are you two studying? Elisa probably met up with Laura because she was worried about her. Yeah, we both figured we had a lot of art to brush up on. It's probably not our most important subject in the grand scheme of things, but that doesn't mean we shouldn't try. I've never had to deal with a series of exams right in a row like this. Laziness could very well be tantamount to failure. Would you like to join us, Ray? I'd love to. The exam's supposed to be focused on the basics of illustration, right? You got it. Let's get started. How about you ask the first question, Ray? Sure. Okay, first question. Elisa, what's a desin? I think it's a drawing that makes use of monochrome lines of varying heaviness to highlight the way light hits an object. You think correctly. So Laura, what exactly is a sketch? A sketch portrays its subject roughly, with very little in the way of detail. I suppose it could be likened to an early first draft of a drawing. That's right, sketches and desins are basically two sides of the same coin, since both are used to start painting. The big difference is that desins usually take some time to finish, whereas sketches are pretty quick. But there's a method that's even quicker and more basic than sketching. Any ideas, Laura? That would be crocus, I believe. You two know your stuff, but maybe that just means we should be using harder questions to study with. Let me see if I can find some. Hey, Reen, if you want, I can ask the next set of questions. It's hardly effective studying if you don't get to answer any questions yourself. It's okay, don't worry about it. Just give me a minute here and I'll find a really good one. Well, if you insist. Maybe we should have expected this. Really is a kind-hearted person. Right, because I have, and again, Laura's thing doesn't appear on screen because, well, I've already dealt with that. One last bonding point to use up. I'm gonna go ahead and see Crow. Hey, Lorraine, what's up? Hold on, let me guess. You were studying away nice and diligently when the robo lamp suddenly went out. A swing and a miss. You two seem pretty relaxed despite how close the midterms are getting. Who do you think you're talking to? I know better than anyone that it's pointless to start studying this late in the game. How's that working out for you? Crow's actually pretty good when it comes to the practical stuff. Survival skills, first aid, all those kinds of things. Really? See? All stuff that you don't need to study for. But if you're feeling shaky about any of it, I'd be happy to teach you a thing or two. Sure, I'll take you up on that. Wait, you serious? The idea of Crow teaching anyone anything is a little unnerving. Were you just joking? Nah, it's cool. Might as well show you the ropes. Cool if we borrow a chair or two, George. Go for it. That about sums up what they'll be testing you first years on. You should probably make sure you've got CPR down too. I do actually need to brush up on that. Do you think it'll come up? It's only one of the most basic things anyone could expect out of a Thor student, so it wouldn't hurt to know. Right. Here's how it goes. If you find someone who's collapsed, first up is checking whether or not they're conscious. If they're unconscious, it's safe to assume that they're in trouble. Next, you're going to want to shout out for help. You're not going to want to try and handle this on your own, got it? The more people you have helping you out, the better their chances are to survive. That makes sense. Next up is making sure they're breathing. If they aren't, or something's weird about the way they are, it's CPR time. This basically involves giving them a repeated combination of chest compressions and rescue breaths. You need to keep this up until their pulse and breathing return. Got it? Don't give up until the very end. Understood. He does seem like the kind of person I can count on in a jam. I guess George was right about him being good at practical stuff. Now all you gotta do is put that into practice. If you see a girl in need, you better get right in there. When she wakes up and sees you saved her life, instant fireworks. Your hands and lips are in the right spots already. Every time I think anything positive about you, you go and say something like that. Oh well, this was useful though. Thanks for taking the time to teach me. Good luck, my son. Go out there and get some good grades for me. Oh, it's already time to head home. I didn't even realize because of the rain. I guess I should get ready to head back to the dorms.
Excuse me?
Hi, Sharon.
I do apologize for stopping you on a rainy day like this. Do you know if this is the building in which I might find the principal's office?
Oh, yeah, you're in the right place. His office is in the East Wing, first floor. The receptionist might have gone home already, but I can show you the way if you'd like.
Thank you for your kindness, but I couldn't possibly trouble you more than I have already. I'll be able to find the way, I'm sure. Well then, if you'll excuse me, Master Reen.
Note she knew his name already.
Wait a minute. How does she know who I am?
Reen?
Hey, Lisa.
Hey there, Elisa. Heading back to the dorm?
Yep. Emma and the others are staying a little longer to cram a little more. But I figured I'm not gonna learn much more today, so I might as well call it a night and start prepping for tomorrow.
Right. Well, you're going my way, so what do you say we head back together?
Sure, okay. Hey, it's not often the two of us get to walk back to the dorms together, is it?
Well, at least I got something good out of this downpour.
Is there even a filter between your brain and your mouth?
No need for that between friends. But you're in good company. My My sister's asked me that before, too.
She must be a saint to have put up with you all these years. Anyway, how do you feel? All prepped and ready for our exams?
Not sure. I gave it the best I've got. Still, I've got that nagging feeling I could have hit the books a little harder. I wish I was as smart as you. Back when we took the entrance exam, only Emma and Machias scored higher than you, right?
Eustace came in a little higher than me, too. Back home, I usually came in near the top in exams. I guess that goes to show that Erebonia has no shortage of smart people.
No doubt about that. Bookworms pour in here from all corners of the Empire. You said you're from Ruhr, right? Coming out on top in a city that size is still pretty impressive.
I suppose, though that was just at the Sunday school level. Aren't you curious about, you know, my family and stuff?
You mean the mysterious Elisa R., agent of national intrigue? Well, yeah, of course I am. But you probably have good reasons for keeping it under wraps, so I don't want to pry.
It's not that major or anything, especially compared to what you and Fee have told us about yourselves.
I've never really thought my family circumstances were a big deal, though Fee's past sure came as a surprise. I wonder now, when I look at her, what her life in a Jaeger Corps must have been like.
It seems like Instructor Sarah knows more about her past than we do. Back at the entrance ceremony, I got the impression they'd met before.
Same. Oh, speaking of weird meetings, I ran into someone kind of strange earlier.
Oh?
Yeah, I was talking to her just before you called to me.
A maid who knew your name? This isn't the part where it turns out she knows you because you've tried to hit on her in town before, is it?
As if an upstanding guy like me could pull off the Casanova act.
And you're pulling what Lore pulls, Elisa, and mistakes him for Crow. At least that's an assumption on my part, but yeah, like, come on. Crow's the one that hits on everything and everything with a fucking vagina.
She seemed a couple years older than us, maybe 20 or so.
A maid in her early 20s.
Something wrong?
No, just thinking. There's no way it could really have been her. Other keeps are far too busy to find the time to come here. Ahem. Anyway, maybe the upper class dorm has a new hire starting out or something? Though that wouldn't explain how she knew your name. Maybe you're just more popular than you let on.
If only.
If only, yeah. Sure. Yeah, no, that reputation has not been earned just yet. That's not gonna be until Cold Steel 3. Alright, so now we're on to the midterms. Okay, so I'm just gonna pull up the guide, because I want to do this. So, Middle Ages War of the Lions was brought to an end by Emperor Zygos. Oh, so when did the war end? That was in July of 952. Mr. A wants to draw a rough-colored, watercolored image. Which of the following styles would be the most appropriate? Sketch. Day 2. Figure 1 depicts a military formation. What type is currently advancing? That would be armored. Day 3. The following statements about orbments all purport to be true. Which one is not? Abilities change based on quartz. They synchronize with their users. Allow arts usage without quartz. and orbital energy recovers over time. That, of course, art's usage without quartz is the one there, because that's the whole point. You can't use an art if you don't have the appropriate quartz installed, so yeah. Of the following laws enacted last year, which one came into force first in Heimdall? The Financial Transactions Act, the Provincial Taxation Act, the Imperial Public Transportation Act, or the International Criminal Law Act. That would be the Transportation Act, because Heimdall had too many accidents. So I'm guessing it was basically... No, I shouldn't make that joke. I shouldn't. Because doxing is the thing. Anyways, emergency CPR is divided into roughly 4 stages. A, check the person's breathing. B, check if the person is conscious. C, perform chest compressions and rescue breaths. D, call for help in a loud voice. Put these stages into the correct order. Let's see. It's one of these two, because you need to check if they're breathing. If they're conscious first, then I think you need to check if they're call out in a loud voice, then and check if they're breathing, and then perform. Yes. Congratulations on making it through 4 days of exams. And what do you know? It looks like the rain ended right along with them. Clearly, this is the goddess's way of rewarding you all for your hard work. I don't think that reasoning would stand up to scrutiny. Phew, I'm totally spent. It's over. You've worked really hard, Fee. Anyway, today's a free day, so take the chance to unwind and blow off all that pent-up exam stress. They'll post the results next Wednesday, so take it easy until then. But don't relax too much, because you've got your next practical exam next Wednesday afternoon, too. With all the intensive studying, I'd completely forgotten about that. You could start to be a little more considerate of the timing of your announcement. So next Wednesday is when we'll know when we're going for the next field study? Yep. You'll be shipping out that weekend for another exotic trip. Anyway, make the most of tomorrow, everyone. You've earned at least one day off. I guess I should probably attend club practice once in a while. Oh, and one more thing. I've got some business to take care of out of town after we're all done here. I won't be back until tomorrow night, so don't, burn the dorm down while I'm gone or anything.
Oh, now that the exams are over, I feel free as a bird, and I'll keep on soaring, at least until the results come back.
I sympathize, but personally, I've got a good feeling about these. How about you, Emma? How do you think you did?
Well, I don't think I did too badly, all things considered.
Just stop before you embarrass yourself.
We'll just have to wait and see what next week's results look like. Anyway, what do you think that was all about with Instructor Sarah?
Oh, you mean that whole thing about going out of town to meet someone? Going out of town? Won't be back until tomorrow night? It's almost as if...
She's going to meet her secret lover?
Impossible. The Empire hasn't yet turned out a man desperate enough to woo that alcoholic typhoon.
You have a point. I can't deny she's got the looks to snare a man, but that personality and that lifestyle.
You guys are terrible. Totally agreed, though.
Ouch. Not surprised to hear that from you, though, Breen. She always seems to dump the most work on you.
Will you be helping the student council again tomorrow?
That's the plan. Heck, I'm almost looking forward to being the student council's errand boy after holding up studying for so long.
Perhaps so.
Oh, please let us know if you plan on exploring the old schoolhouse.
Yeah, I'd be glad to lend a hand this time.
Thanks. Better watch out, though. I might take you up on that offer.
Ooh, it looks like we're all up for a little exploration this time.
Yeah.
Come to think of it, where did Gaius run off to? He mentioned the principal wanted to have a word with him. You think he went there?
Oh, yeah. Wonder what that was about.
I hope he hasn't gotten into trouble. I mean, I doubt he would.
I have no idea. He and Laura left early too. I was kind of hoping we could all walk back to the dorm together for once.
That sounds nice.
Hey, so this might just be my imagination, but do those two seem kind of awkward around each other to anyone else?
Really?
So you think so too?
Seems like it started around the beginning of the month. I wonder if something happened then.
I'll be right back. Sorry, just my roommate.
It's like they've been avoiding each other ever since.
You say that, but I did not take either as the type to dwell on petty issues or misunderstandings.
Neither did I.
We've been trying to suss out what the problem between them is, but so far, no luck.
I wonder if that's what that was all about.
Did you see something, Machias?
What happened?
Well, do you remember the day we gave our group reports on what happened during last month's field study? We gave a truthful account, including the part where Fee used an explosive to blast open the door to my cell.
Yeah?
That's when we found out that Fee used to be in a Jaeger Corps. That really threw me for a loop, but what does that have to do with Laura?
Well, when that came up, I couldn't help but notice Laura had a rather unpleasant expression.
Yeah.
It flashed across her face for only a moment, though, so I wondered if I had just imagined it.
Interesting.
But even if we assume that's true, what reason would she have to be upset?
I can hardly hazard a guess.
We all have certain things we'd rather keep to ourselves. We even have a member of this very class who remains tight-lipped about her own family, after all.
Do you really have to drag me into this?
My apologies. I meant no offense. I do have my suspicions as to your lineage, however.
Really?
Ugh, you.
Oh no, getting angry won't accomplish anything.
Don't worry. We're not going to twist your arm into telling us. When you're ready to talk about it, we'll be ready to listen.
It's not like I'm trying to make a big deal out of it or anything. It's just, if everyone knew, it'd make things awkward between us, and I don't want that. Welcome back, my lady. Huh?
And it now just got awkward for you, Elisa.
What? Sharon? It's so delightful to see you again.
hey, it's that maid I ran into the other day.
You know her?
What are you doing here?
She did it. Mother didn't.
But of course, I was sent here at the behest of the chairman herself. Starting today, I will be assuming the position of caretaker for Class 7's dormitory.
Sharon Kruger.
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, everyone. My name is Sharon Kruger. I am a servant in the employ of the Rhineford household, Lady Elisa's family. I will do all I can to be of service to you, so please keep me informed of anything you might need.
Chapter 3, Beyond the Railways. This is not the chapter I was thinking of. It's actually the next one that I need to pay attention to. Oh, boy.
Whoa!
God, that's making me hungry now.
Simply spectacular. Just how many different types of food are there here?
This looks more than edible.
I believe this is what they call an imperial breakfast? That's right, Emma. It's a traditional Erebonian style of breakfast. I must apologize. It's taken me some time to familiarize myself with this kitchen, so my cooking has been a bit lackluster.
Come now, Sharon. Your skill is something to be praised. This is far more colorful and varied than the breakfast served in my own home.
I would compare this spread favorably with the breakfast served in the Duke's household.
I'm honored that you think so. I've also brewed both tea and coffee if anyone would like some.
I get the feeling Elisa is less than impressed with the meal.
It sounds like they had a big argument yesterday.
Not a chance! I thought I'd finally gotten away from her. I'm not going to let her have her way this time.
My lady, please. I truly don't believe the chairman sent me to keep an eye on you like that. She simply sent me so that her beloved daughter might have fewer inconveniences in her daily life.
I can take perfectly good care of myself. Thank you very much. Oh, fine. I'll take this up with her myself then. Is she in the office at corporate today, or is she out on inspection or something?
I believe she'll be dining with the Ministry of Railways president in the capital today. After that, she'll be continuing her inspection tour, so she won't be back in Ruhr for another 5 days.
Does she ever slow down? I'm surprised she doesn't burn through a pair of shoes a week. Anyway, I'm not going to take this lying down. She's stuck her nose into things one too many times.
I can't believe that R actually stood for Elisa Rhineford. And from the sound of it, her mother's the company chairman, too.
Yeah, I wasn't expecting that Elisa's mom is basically in charge of the continent's biggest industrial company. Her family's probably got more money than most of the aristocracy. I can see why she'd want to keep her family under wraps, what with all the nobles here.
Anyway, I object to everything about this. Considering how busy Mother is, I'm sure she needs your assistance far more than I do.
I knew it. You're really concerned about her, aren't you? The way you two care so much for each other deep down is one of the reasons I'm so proud to serve you.
That's preposterous.
Oh, my lady, I almost forgot to mention that I made plenty of your favorite apricot jam. Would you like me to spread some on your toast?
Ooh, really? I mean, stop treating me like a child. Though yes, I would like some jam.
It's almost heartwarming to watch.
Looks like Sharon's got her number.
Oh my god. Student council tax. Old Schoolhouse Mystery 3. This month I would like the members of Class 7 to commit themselves to their noble academic pursuits. Though I know, studious as you all are, I can expect that anyway. So, on top of that, I'd like you to continue your exploration of the old schoolhouse and report your findings to me, Principal Handbeck. Then there's Born to be Orbital, from George and Angelica. We're testing the Orbital bike's capabilities on a highway near Trista. If you're curious, come talk to us in the engineering building. And the Secret Admirer from Vincent. I'm in need of some aid. Some fair maiden has sent me several messages proclaiming her love for me, and who could blame her? I simply must know who she is, so would some kind soul help find her and bring her to me? More details behind the storage building. Vincent Florald, Year 2, Class 1. Request from George and Angelica. It's about the orbital bike, too. Wonder what they need help with. Looks like I'll have to swing by the engineering club before I head to the old schoolhouse. Well, this is the first sun I've seen in days, so I might as well make the most of it. Alright, let's do this. Alright. 7? Jesus Christ, that's a lot of bonding points. Lots of bonding events I can attend. Oh boy. Okay. You know what? Let's do the side quests first, and then we'll go from there. Right. Okay, so that's the evening. Alright. In that case... Well, I mean, obviously we're going to be doing 2 of those first. So, let's deal with this dumb Secret Admirer. Yeah, I'm not a fan of this side quest. This side quest is a bit meh. So... Excuse me, is your name Vincent by any chance? Indeed it is. Standing before you is a nobleman overflowing with love and pathos. One and only Vincent Floral. I presume that you are the Cupid that I asked the student council to send me? He's quite the character. He really seems to like himself. But that's what I've grown to expect from Class 1. I'm no Cupid, but I am here on behalf of the student council, yes. Aha! Then you may still well serve my purposes. Allow me to congratulate you on making your way here. So, based on your request as to my new nickname, I assume you want me to find someone for you? Yes, something along those lines. Do you have some time to spare? If so, I shall begin explaining the particulars of my request. Please elaborate on your request. Aha, fine answer indeed. Although before we continue... Sorry, Ifa is currently nowhere to be seen. Now that I think about it, this is kind of an unusual meeting place. Are you hoping to keep this request quiet? Not exactly. I was merely hoping to avoid things getting meddled in. My father sent Sarifa to the academy to keep an eye on me. As you can imagine, her watchfulness can occasionally be rather constraining. Well, that is apart from the meat of this matter. To be blunt, I have received not 1, not 2, but 3 passionate love letters of late, and all from a single writer. Curiously, however, the writer in question signs with naught but a nom de plume. What I would request of you, my fine fellow, is to find out which lovely lady is responsible for this. That's reasonable, but are you sure it's appropriate for me to try and find her? These are anonymous after all. Do take a moment to think it over. The fact that the choice that she chose to use a pen name rather than remaining completely anonymous is proof of a pining, hopeful heart. In fact, I am absolutely certain that she wishes for me to find her. I suppose I'll have to trust her judgment on this one. What's more, she sent cookies along with her third letter. I would hardly be worthy of the for-all name if I did not properly thank her, would I? Yeah, I don't think I could stop you at this point if I tried. Do you have any additional information that would help me pinpoint exactly who we're looking for? I do indeed. The first hint is that she is a first year. As a man well versed in the feelings of beautiful women, I was able to deduce this from the respectful tone of her letters. Additionally, the fact that she attached a grand rose to the end of each letter may serve as a hint as well. Grand rose. If I remember correctly, those are the flowers you use when confessing your love to someone, right? Aha, quite. Wait, which brings us to why this is a hint. The only way to obtain a grand rose in Trishta is to purchase it from the town florist. So if we ask the florist who's purchased one precisely, we will be able to discover just which shy maiden has sent these letters for me. Would you take on this task for me then? As long as you don't mind me sticking to the plan and we just discussed, I don't see why not. I am truly indebted to you. Based on your pseudonym and her based on her pseudonym and her use of a grand rose, I can only imagine a lady is the very model of Grace. A lady is the very model of Grace. Now that you mention it, what was the name she used? Oh, it seems I neglected to mention that very important detail. She calls herself the Grand Maiden, a nickname taken from the daughter of a baron who married into the imperial family long ago. The emperor at the time was so smitten that he gave her countless numbers of grand roses, and so came the moniker. I see. Can't say I've heard that story before, but it is interesting. But this is no time to stand around thinking about it. I'll head over to the flower shop right away. Very well. I leave this matter in your clearly capable hands. Oh, yeah. Alright. So... Whoops. Excuse me, would you mind if I asked you a question? Not at all. Go ahead. Explain. It would be hard to find out if I looked at my records, but I'm not exactly sure I should disclose that information. Understandably so. I don't intend to do anything with this information, and that they don't want me to, but if they ask me to keep their identity a secret, that's what I'll do. I see. Well, if that's the case, I guess I can help you out. Just remember, though, it's your job to give the mystery sender your support, nothing more. I'll wish her the best of luck. This request is getting pretty complicated at this point. Right, I count 3 first years who have made a grand rose purchase recently. In class order, first is Beryl from class 3, then there's Vivi from class 4, and Rosine from class 5. I see. Thank you very much for your help. The fact that she mentioned Vivi has me worried. I hope she's not trying the same trick on someone else right now. Not at all. Good luck. Okay. Now we could do the bonding event, but I would rather just get this done first. So we're going to start with going up here and speaking to Rosine. Excuse me, you're Rosine from class 5, aren't you? That's correct. What do you ask? I have a quick, kind of personal question for you. Explain. Oh no, that certainly wasn't me. I did buy Grand Rose, but that was for the purpose of decorating the church. Oh, I see. Sorry to ask such an embarrassing question. It's fine. So, that's that. Next up, Student Union Building. Forget which one's the old cult. Yep, here. You're Beryl from class 3, right? I certainly am. What do you want from me? Actually, there's something I want to ask you. Explain. Do I seem like the kind of girl who'd be interested in romance? I needed to purchase a Grand Rose to use in a ritual, that's all. I see. That answers my question. But now I'm wondering what that ritual she mentioned is all about. Well, that's all I wanted to ask. Sorry to disturb you. Sometimes it's good to be disturbed. Good day to you. And then, of course... Vivi. Here she is. What's up, Rain? Were you so taken with my feminine charms that you couldn't stand another moment away from me? There's something I'd like to ask you. Explain. Well, now, that is pretty interesting. I'm going to take that as a no. Yeah, I wish it was me, but I'm having too much fun teasing Wind to set my sights on any boys right now. Of course you are. You did buy a Grand Rose, though. Don't tell me you tricked another poor, unsuspecting soul into helping you torment her. Pretty much. But can you blame me? She falls for it every single time. I can't help myself. You're a monster. Poor Wind. I can't imagine what she has to deal with. I can't imagine what she has to deal with a sister like this. I've asked all the 3 girls the forest told me about, but none of them seem to have sent the letters. I guess the trail's gone cold. I should report back to Vincent for calling. And since it's so short of a distance, I'm just gonna race over here. Tell me, did your investigation prove successful? Wait, don't tell me. Have you brought your mystery woman here? Oh, be still, my beating heart. Yeah, about that. I wasn't able to find her in the end. You cannot be serious. Did you ask the forest girls we discussed? I did, and I spoke to all 3 girls who purchased Grand Roses. None of their reasons for doing so had anything to do with you. I can go into detail if you'd like. It matters not. If they do not concern me, then they are simply not my concern. I'm sorry I wasn't any help. There is one thing I'm curious about. Where could a girl get a Grand Rose if she didn't go to the forests? There's no way to tell. Perhaps if the Grand Maiden is a noble, she could have had an alternate source. However, my darling Vincent, I have found you. Who goes there? State your business. The cookies I just baked ended up far more delicious than I could have imagined. So delicious that they could only be destined for the lips of my beloved, my elegant, dashing, darling Vincent. What could possess a person to approach another out of nowhere and say such befuddling things? Furthermore, I do not even have the foggiest idea of who you are. Oh, but you do. What if I told you that I was the Grand Maiden all along? No way. I can hardly blame you for being speechless with joy. My real name is Margarita Dresden. The lovely grand roses I attached were grown by my family. So that's how you got them. If you're a part of Baron Dresden's family, then could it mean? Oh, so you know the story? Your suspicions are indeed correct. I, Margarita Dresden, hail from the same family line as the lovely Grand Maiden herself. It all adds up. Inconceivable! How could you, of all people, be related to the Grand Maiden? When her beauty pales in comparison to your own, look, darling, we've already completed each other's thoughts, and yours are oh so sweet. What you said couldn't have been what you said couldn't have been further from my actual thought. Even when you're shy, you're still so wonderful. Seeing the surprise on your handsome face made it waiting to reveal my name entirely worth it in the end. Now, my beautiful Vincent, it is time for you to reply to my love letters. Will you enter a relationship with me? You may choose one of two replies. I would be delighted, or there would be no greater honor. Sorry, how many options did you say you were giving him? This one could hardly be more different than the demure maiden her letters made her out to be. My only answer to you is a resounding no! Now be gone and bother me no more. So that's how it is. Oh, just when I think you couldn't be more adorable, to think you're the sort of man who hides his true feelings away. I beg your pardon. There's no need to fear. Please, have one of these special cookies I prepared. One bite and you will no longer feel the need to keep your innermost longings out of public view. Don't tell me you've mixed something into your cookies. Oh, but that is for me to know when you find out. Stay back! Do not come any closer. You don't just stand there. I need your aid if I'm to survive. I have no idea how to handle a situation like this either. Don't worry, my darling. There may be a slightly bitter aftertaste, but it'll be worth it in the end. I've been looking for you, Master Vincent. Sarifa! Dare I ask what you are doing in a place like this? Sarifa, I beg of you, please, free me from this terrifying situation. If I recall, you are my sweetheart's darling maid, are you not? So this is the Sarifa you mentioned. As much as I hate to interrupt this situation at hand, I'm afraid I must. Master Vincent, your presence at the upper-class dorm is required at once. A delivery of the utmost importance from Count Floral that awaits you there. I see. Then I have no choice. I must go at once. But these cookies are a present from Master Vincent, are they not? In that case, may I ask you to leave them in my hands for now? I'll make sure he enjoys every last one of them later. Well, if you insist. It seems as though Master Vincent has roped you into this nonsense as well. Hopefully this can dull some of the pain in that this annoyance has surely caused you. Prismatic cape. Thank you. With that, I wish you all good day. Let us go, Master Vincent. Indeed. Whew, that was smooth. That maid may prove to be quite the obstacle. But no matter. There shall be plenty of opportunities to woo my darling from here on out. I believe it's time to get started on a new batch of cookies. Yeah. Well, today's been full of unique encounters, to say the least. At least that request is over and done with. You took the words right out of my mouth, Rain. Oof. Okay, I need to wash the taste of that out of my mouth. Oh, Eustace, body of it, please. Whew. Wow, your clothes are covered with dirt. You're even more into this than I realized. It's just dirt, hardly an issue. It takes a good deal of effort to care for horses. I suppose it's only natural to end up like this. I suppose you're right. Should I give him a handball in here? Yes! Get the taste of that awful side quest out of your mouth. Yeesh. Here for a little help? I've got some experience working with horses myself, so it'll help things go a little faster. Must be your hobby to show up unbidden to assist people. Your offer does come at an opportune moment, though. I was just about to start washing them, so feel free to join in. I need to go check. Give me a sec. Sorry about that. The joys of an inspection that just doesn't want to show up. I'm supposed to be here before 5. I have to leave around in like 2 hours. Whereas when they have 4.5 to show, it's like, anyways. Whew. It's never really as tough as I remember it being. Already thinking of throwing in the towel? You were the one who offered to help, so don't think I'll let you back out so easily. I know, right? Aren't you getting a little tired yourself, Eustace? We wouldn't want you to overexert your frail little noble body or anything. Maybe you should go take a nap. What do you take me for? This is nothing. Perhaps if you put as much effort into your work as you did and made your toothless jokes, we'd be done by now. Shut up! I'm doing just fine. I guess Eustace isn't any friendlier towards girls than he is to guys. Alright, time to... Whoa there! We got a wild one here. Understandable. This horse recently arrived right from the North Highlands. He's still young, and he hasn't quite grown accustomed to the stables yet. Does the school normally get horses all the way from the Highlands? Indeed, they're known to breed the best horses. Even the army gets their horses from there. Now then. You're pretty good at that. When I was younger, I used to go to the stables whenever I felt bored. My brother taught me both how to ride horses and how to take care of them. I'm truly grateful for that. You two are lucky to have each other. I'm not gonna let some snooty noble who learned about horses with a silver spoon in his mouth hold me up like this. It's subtle, but he's definitely changed since we came back from our last field study. It feels like he's more willing to open up with us now. Care to explain what you're staring at? Don't mind me. Anyway, we've got a horse to claim. Okay, that was a good palate cleanser. Let's head over to the engineering building next. We'll head over to the engineering building and do the Orbital Bike side quest next. Hey there, Reen. Thanks for stopping by. Might I ask where Elisa and Laura are? Those two lovely flowers would be wonders in brightening up this dreary old building. Let's not make Reen's life even harder than it already is. Sorry, I probably shouldn't think out loud. I still haven't talked to Angelica much, but she's definitely an interesting one. But that aside, your request was for me to assist with testing the Orbital Bike, wasn't it? So what will I be doing? Oh please, I could hear you making those vroom vroom noises before you even stepped through the door. I was not. Wait, does that mean... Yeah, we want you to ride the Orbital Bike. Me? I can't deny that's what I wanted this to be, but I never expected it to actually happen. I'll give you all the juicy details when we're actually ready to test. Before we start, however, we want to make sure you have the time. So how about it? You ready to ride? Yes. Okay, let's ride. Good answer. First of all, let me tell you a little bit about the bike. Everything you see here is something that Angie asked me to build for her. And because of that, the bike's been fine-tuned to meet her specific needs. In a nutshell, it's all Angie. The engine, the brakes, even the bar and the handlebars. You see, as you might expect, she and that bike are practically symbiotic. When she's on it, she's a sight to behold. But because we've tuned it specifically to her, it's become a little too tough for anyone else to handle. Think of her as a unruly horse. There's no denying she's a fine bike, but she doesn't play nice with strangers. Right. I'm really hoping I make it through this alive. Don't scare him now, Angie. Crow's ridden it just fine. But I suppose he's been working on this bike since we started too. Compared to him, you're a complete beginner. Which is great. You'll have a more objective opinion after your ride. I guess it makes sense why you asked me that. Feeling a little nervous, are we? Let's head over to the highway. And then Crow and Toa show up out of nowhere. So, what are Toa and Crow doing here? Angie and George told us you'd be doing this, so I came along to show some support and take some time off work. My reason isn't quite as sweet as little Toa's here. Like I said before, this bike's at least partially my baby. Think of me as an overprotective father, making sure you don't mess up and hurt my girl when you take her out. Thanks. Crow, don't make him any more nervous. Don't worry, Reen, just ignore everything this guy says. I do, and it's worked great for me. We can rebuild the bike, so stay focused on keeping yourself safe. Right, thanks. Do you have much experience riding horses? Actually, yeah. You shouldn't have any trouble then. She's a whole different beast, but the basics of riding are the same. So, have fun. Thanks, Angelica. That helps. I won't let you down. Okay then, that should just about be everything you need to know. I think I get it now. The 3 things you want me to test are starting the bike, shifting gears, and coming to a stop, correct? That's right. We want to see how you handle everything. Let me give you a few pointers. You might not really get them until you're on the bike proper, though. Hit me. First of all, you can't ride if you can't get moving. Let's talk about how to get started. Starting the engine is simple enough, but how smoothly you ride off will depend on how well you can operate the bike's clutch. Once you shift into first gear, open the throttle and then slowly and steadily release the clutch. Release the clutch slowly and steadily when I start moving. Okay, I'll try not to forget. Next up is switching gears. Before switching gears, make sure to pull in the clutch quickly and firmly. Once you shift gears, release the clutch slowly and steadily, just like when you start her up. I can do that. The last thing you need to worry about is stopping the bike, which you probably want to know how to do. When you want to slow down, release the throttle, and then apply the brakes on both wheels, front and back. You're going to want to give each one different amounts of pressure though. Apply the brakes strongly to the front wheel and lightly to the back wheel. That should bring you to a smooth stop. Strongly to the front, lightly to the back. That's a lot to remember, but I think we can do this. Haha, that's the way. This is all about learning through experience and getting used to riding on the fly anyway. So, what do you say? Ready to go? You bet. Right, then first things, starting up the engine. Oh, that's great. This is pretty intense. It kind of reminds me of how I felt when I first rode a horse. Right, let's push those nerves to the side and get going. Okay, so I pull the clutch level, shift to first gear, twist the throttle. When I've done that, all I need to do is let go of the clutch and I'll be moving. Angelica told me how to do this. What exactly did she say again? Slowly and steadily. Now we're talking. This is great. goes. Can't wait to see the look on his face when he gets back. He's gonna love it. Hopefully. Oop, oop. This feels amazing. I'm amazed just how stable and smooth the ride is, too, considering how heavy it is. I think I'm used to this speed now. Let's try switching gears. Right, first I need to roll off the throttle, and then I need to pull in the clutch, change gears, then release it. Delegate told me I had to handle the clutch a specific way during all this. What was it again? Release quickly, then slowly. Yes. Pulling quickly, release slowly. Alright, I need to pull the clutch quickly and firmly, then change gears. After that, I release the clutch slowly but steadily. There we go. Perfect. Really does feel great. Yeah, when I jump and love this so much. Well, the fun's got to come to an end eventually. Probably about time to stop. Obviously, I need brakes. How much pressure do I put on them? Strongly in the front, lightly on the back. Pretty sure Angelica said strong on the front brakes and light on the rear brakes. Stopped about exactly where I expected to, so I guess I did it right. This thing's incredible, though. I feel like I'm still over the hill. Yeah, it feels like I'm still running along, even though I've come to a stop. But I guess I gotta snap out of it eventually. The others are waiting for me. Better head back now. Well, how was it? I'm amazed to say the least. The sheer speed, the engine's vibration, and the feeling of the wind as you ride along. I've never experienced anything like it. No amount of horse riding could have ever prepared me for this. Just wow. Guess you got some potential. Look at this guy. He's trying to act all calm and composed, but his face is just screaming, "Let me go back out and ride." Plain as day. Seems like you handled it really well too, based on your report. I have to admit, I didn't expect those kind of results out of you. Though it's a pretty unwieldy machine. It's even more impressive considering it was their first ride with her too. Nice to know that I could have a worthy rival waiting in the wings. Not everyone can get that much praise out of Andy. You should pat yourself on the back. It's a real honor. Now we need to hear some more detailed impressions of your first. But let's do that back to the engineering building. Good plan. Oh, they're having so much fun with this. Maybe too much. Thanks, Reen. The info you gave me should come in handy. I'm glad I could help. I think she'll be a much more stable ride from now on. I'll have to be sure to tell Elise's mother about everything we learned today if they end up mass-producing mobile bikes. Elise's mother is the chairman of the Reinford group, isn't she? I didn't know you were familiar with each other. The Rogner and Reinford families share a good relationship, actually. Oh yeah, they're both big names in Aurora, right? Yeah, Angie's dad is one of the group's biggest shareholders, too. Whoa, they are pretty close. Well, now you know. Elise's mother provided the engine and a number of other parts for the bike, too. So that's how you got your hands on everything. That's right. Although whether or not Reinford will actually mass-produce the bike is an entirely different matter. Their biggest goal is to turn a profit, so the only way it's happening is if we can show them that it would make money. Which is why we're currently trying to make it into something that the masses can handle. And today, you were a big help in getting closer to that goal. Wow, I'd love to see that happen. Well, looks like you get it. I guess my first impressions of you were right on the mark. Oh, I haven't properly thanked you yet, have I? Thank you for helping us today. Here's a little token of my thanks. Are you sure about this? It seems like a really valuable quartz. Of course. I'm sure you'll be able to put it to good use. Well then, Rean, thanks a lot for your help today. I'd like it if you could help us out next time we need a hand, too. I'll cancel my plans as soon as you ask. Alright, so that takes care of that. Now... should have most of the class 7. Whoops. Yeah, I've completed every class 7 members things. Because of course I have. Alright. Yeah, right. George's I haven't done yet. But that's okay. So I've done Eustace's. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead and do a couple more bonding events because we've done the 2 side quests. So, wait, there's someone else here? I guess we'll go ahead and exit. Yeah, I was gonna say I should be done with that right now. All right. Let's go do some bonding events, shall we? We'll start on the 2nd floor. We'll just go around, do as many as all of the ones we can. They're going into the mouthpiece, man. Oh. Nothing relaxes me quite like cradling around with bands. Especially since I've never had much of a chance to play during our midterms. Yeah, most clubs put their regular meetings on hold while the exams were going on. You seem pretty happy though. It's that obvious, huh? I'm planning, pretty much spending the entire day just playing. After not playing for so long, I'm out of form, so I need to get back into it. I'm kind of interested in seeing them play. Sam, would you mind if I listen in? Oh, be my guest. I need to get ready though, so just hold on a bit. So, what did you think? I'm impressed. I never would have guessed you'd taken a break for midterms if you hadn't told me. You mean it? Good to hear. It seems like you're really enjoying yourself when you play, too. I can practically hear your love for music in every note. Aw, cut it out. You're embarrassing me. Oh, by the way, I've been wondering about this for a while, but you're a musician yourself, aren't you, Rean? Kinda. What tipped you off? It was just a feeling I had. I can't really explain it, but it's like I can tell if someone has even the slightest bit of musical experience. The slightest bit is right. I used to play the lute for a while back home. The lute. Anyways, That's a pretty impressive sense you have. If you're really on another level when it comes to anything musical. I think you might be exaggerating just a little. Not at all. Most people wouldn't pick up on something like that. It shows the extent of your passion for music. That's something I respect. Position isn't enough, though, not music. If I want to get better, I'm going to need better equipment. But given the compromise, I can't even ask for that. What compromise? It's nothing, don't worry about it. But it's nice to confirm that you do play an instrument, Ring. We should play together sometime. I've got a lot of rust to work off, but I'd like that. Great, I'm looking forward to it. Okay, so there's Elliot's bonding right done. Yeah, that's what I thought. Okay. Lisa, let's do your bonding event next. Whoa, that's a weird angle. Huh? Isn't this classroom usually locked? It is, but I checked it. Checked it on a whim and it was open. The janitor must have forgotten to lock it after he was done. I see. So what brings you here? I got in an argument with Ferris earlier. She started asking me all these questions about my last name after she found out about Sharon. And she ran off here. How many times am I going to have to deal with this? She was pretty upset. Maybe there's something I can do to help her out. I'm probably not the best person for this, but do you need someone to talk to, Elisa? It's better to let these things out than bottle them up. Thanks. Whoops, I knew I forgot to lock up. There we are. Wait. Did he just lock the door? Seems like it. I guess we're locked in. My luck keeps getting worse and worse today. At least it's not nighttime or anything. I'm sure someone will come by before or too long. That's true, but... So it's just, Ring and me. Here in the dark, behind a locked door. No, Elisa, focus! Ah, this is all Sharon's fault. I wouldn't even be here if Ferris and I weren't arguing about her. Isn't that a bit of a stretch? You wouldn't say that if you knew her. He always does this. Imagine living with someone who knows nearly everything about you, but never thinks about your feelings. And on top of it all, she's always taking Mother's side. Like she did when what? Oh, sorry, I shouldn't have tried to pry. Even so, you don't really dislike Sharon, do you? I mean, I guess I can't say dislike. It's kind of hard to dislike someone who's been a permanent fixture in your life since you were a kid. See what I mean? If she's going to be at the academy anyway, you might as well try to make the best of it. Besides, she's sort of like an older sister to you, right? Siblings aren't always easy to deal with. Be right back. Another false alarm. God, I wish they would just show up already. God damn it. Siblings aren't always easy to deal with. You're right about that. But still, it wouldn't kill her to think about me a little more. Not a moment goes by. Which I don't think of you, Lady Elisa. Sharon? What are you doing here? Whenever you're in need, I shall be by your side. After all, isn't that what an older sister is for? She knows how to make an entrance, I'll give her that. I can't believe she heard all that. Oh my, I didn't interrupt anything personal between the two of you, did I? I would be more than happy to lock the door again and leave the two of you to whatever it is you were doing up to in here. Don't even joke about that. Like I said, this game goes hard on the trying to ship Rean and Elisa thing. Oh god, I haven't really talked about it much, but yeah. Sharon is the biggest bit of guilt when it comes to that. Okay. I really can't let my guard down around you, can I, Sharon? Whatever, I'll let you off the hook this time since you unlocked the door for us. I would undo any lot for your sake, Lady Elisa. After all, I want you to think of me as an elder sister. Ugh, stop that, it's embarrassing. At this rate, I probably should just go ahead and just be like, yeah, I should just wait out the last hour. Or not streaming. This was originally why I wasn't going to stream today, but then I was like, no, I need to stream today. All that crap, I need to stream today. I've been informed that you'll be investigating the old schoolhouse today. Be sure to make use of what I've taught you in class. Prepare for every eventuality and proceed with caution. Understood? Sir. I received another report of odd noises coming from the old schoolhouse. Based on what we learned last month, it's highly likely the building's structure changed yet again. Please take care during your investigation. There's simply no telling what may happen. So, nice work today, Rean. Are you looking forward to the midterm results announcements as much as I am? It sounds strange to say it, but I am. You're looking pretty busy for someone who just finished midterms, though. You bet. Now that the year's halfway through, we've got a lot to discuss. So much, in fact, that we've even reserved this room just to discuss it. There's the Academy Festival. There's the Academy Festival. Someone wants to use... There's the Academy Festival. Someone wants to use the swimming pool next month. And there's about a zillion other events. Man, I guess it isn't easy to bring this being a student council member. I think you're the last person in the world who could actually take this advice, but try not to overwork yourself. I guess I'll consider it. Thanks, Rean. just as busy as ever. Maybe there's something I can do to help. Is there anything I can help you with? Yes, I got some spare time, and you seem swamped. Really? That'd be great. It just so happens that our usual note-taker is home nursing a cold today. Would you mind filling in for her? No problem. If there's one thing I can do, it's write notes. And so it fell to Reen to jot down every idea, both helpful and bare-brained, raised at the student council meeting. Yeah. Speaking of bare-brained, and I should probably write that down. After a parade of exchanged names, shaken hands, and slightly too long eye contact, they got down to business. Well, that should cover everything on the agenda. Summer will be here before we know it, so I think the pool should be our highest priority. Agreed, we'll get right on it. We should decide who will be handling each task while we're at it. Then allow me to take care of the arrangements regarding the pool. I'll get our documents sorted out and hand them over to the requisite instructors. You mean it? Thanks. Let me know if anything comes up. Oh, speaking of which, do we have any updates? It's on what we discussed last month. Just a moment, please. I'll have to gather the necessary documents. She's so good at her job, neatly up class students. It's our hand in her every word. I guess she didn't just charm her way into the office. Several similarly riveting discussions later, the council meeting drew to a close. Thanks for all the help today, Reen. You really don't need to stay and help me clean everything up, but I'm glad you did. You're always working. You're always doing so much for us. I'm just trying to return the favor. But you're really something, you know that? That meeting had a ton of stuff to sort out and plan, but you made it look easy. You're like a human student notebook. Thanks? I think you might be exaggerating a bit, though. I couldn't get a thing done without the rest of the student council. Not a thing. Really? You probably saw it during the meeting. We were able to sort everything out because everyone brought their ideas and opinions to the table. I sit in my fancy chair and act out my role as president, but they're the ones who's doing all the heavy lifting. I never would have thought of it that way. If I'm being honest, I don't know if I'm really suited to being president. But everyone believes I am. There's no way I can let them down. Even if I can't meet all their expectations, I want to show them that I'm trying. Wow, I guess that's the best anyone in your shoes could do. Still, Toe's at least got that much to guide her. Maybe if I knew what I wanted to do, if I had that kind of purpose, maybe I'd know what kind of man I want to be. Me? Boop. What are you doing? Sorry. What are you doing? Sorry, you just looked so stone-faced there for a second I couldn't help myself. You're a first year. No need to get ahead of yourself. You got another full year here to figure things out. Wait, you're not psychic, are you? I know how hard you've been working, Reen. That actually hurt my cheeks. I can see it as well as anyone, if not better. I don't know what has you so worried, but your answer will come in time. Just take things step by step, I guess. No, you're right. Deep down, I know what she's saying is true. If I start getting desperate, I'm just going to paralyze myself with fear. We still have a lot more stuff to clean up and put away. But once we finish, I'll make us some tea. That's one way to get me to hurry up. There we go. So, yeah. Alright, but yeah, no. In all seriousness, though, I think for the last hour before I have to go to work, I think I am going to save the rest for later. So, next time, we are going to go ahead and we're going to do Machias, Fee, and Laura's bonding events. Then we're going to go into the old schoolhouse, and then probably deal with the exam on a day where I will actually be able to go overtime. So, I'll see you guys Friday, for real this time, because no, I can't do tomorrow because I'm going to be going into work here. I don't remember if it's noon or before. I'll be finding out today, either way. But regardless, a stream tomorrow is not happening. It's just straight up not happening. So, yeah. Anyways, I'm gonna chop off, and I will see you guys next time for more Cold Steel 1. I'm gonna get my save in, so that way I have proof that I'm saved. Anyways, until next time, Blue Wolf Alex of the Lore Walkers signing out. Have a good one.